welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be cleaning out my car, or if you want to be technical, I have an SUV. This is a huge disaster for me. I know this may not be bad for a lot of people, but my husband is a clean freak when it comes to our cars especially, and so he has always been really good at keeping them nice and clean for me, and so I'm really blessed that I don't really even have to bother with it. I try to remember to take my girls' toys out, but I'm not even always the best at that, and usually my car looks like it came off the showroom, even with two toddlers, just because my husband is always really good at that. But because we have been doing all of our remodel and having a really busy summer, it got a little bit of a disaster in here. So my husband typically uses a big heavy shop vac to clean the car, and that works amazing. They have really strong suction, but they are really heavy to lug around, and personally I just get a little frustrated with those things, and it's just a hassle to me to have to pull that out and use it. So I've actually always wanted to get a little small handheld vacuum cleaner for the car so I can clean up quick and easy. So when Airsee reached out to me, I was super excited to give this a try. So in your package, you get the actual vacuum cleaner itself, a charging adapter, 3 multifunction tools, and this Type-C charging cable. And so basically you just charge it up and then you can use it cordless. The light will be red, and then whenever it turns green, it's ready to use. Now it does also come with an extra air filter that I showed you guys here as well. I wanted to try this out, see how powerful it was, and then also see how long the battery lasted for. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated as we go along in today's video.
Your intentions are good. I walk back to my history, into my old neighborhood, longing for you, longing for you.
So the first thing I did was get a laundry basket and start taking all of the kids' toys and junk and trash out of the car. You guys see me do this all the time in my house, and my car is no exception.
Back, don't wanna go back. If you are not with me, hey, do you read me? Go back, back to where we came from. If my hands are empty, hey, do you read me? Go back. I don't wanna go alone. Go back. If you are not with me, hey, I don't wanna go back.
By the time I was finished pulling everything out, I had a almost completely full laundry basket full of Bibles and books and trash and everything else that needs to go out.
It does seem like it has 2 settings. And then this one seems a lot higher power if you pull it back versus this.
So as you guys may be able to hear in these clips, the high setting had quite a bit more power than the low setting, and I found that I needed this on the high setting in order to have it suck up everything in my car. So the vacuum was having a hard time sucking inside of all of these little like crevices, so I pulled out this little adapter piece with a brush on it, and that worked amazing to get into all the cracks. I could even actually go vertically or horizontally on them, and it was removing all of the junk and dirt that was all up in these little cracks and crevices.
Connect with you through your eyes.
Not sure what this little white spot in the back of my trunk was, but it was dried up, whatever it was, so I did have to hit it with spray, and then it wiped right up.
Crossed the line, but no, not just me. I'm feeling something that goes beyond us.
Luckily, my rubber mats held almost all of the dirt, but right around the edges there was some dirt and stuff that had got underneath, and so what I would do is I would just pop the little brush head off and use just a little suction tool to get down in there, and then I would put the little brush head back on because that worked better inside the grooves of the rubber mats.
I still want all of you, and I know all your colors. And I guess because of that I can think of no others. Yeah, I need you to breathe. Without you I'm lost. I'm lost, yeah. What is on your mind?
So So most of the large chunks and pieces of dirt were able to be vacuumed right up, but I did have a couple of things that were not coming up when I was vacuuming. So this little spot here, I think it may have been some type of food or something. I don't know. You guys can see it kind of looked wet and sticky. So also had these other spots here. This was sidewalk chalk that my girls, we went to the park and they got all of their shoes and then put it all over here in the car, the back of the seat. So that would not come up with vacuuming. I knew I needed the spray. So I just vacuumed up any loose dirt and grime on the seats and in their cup holders and all of that. And then I was going to come back with my Simple Green later, which as you guys will see, wiped all of this right up. But that chalk dust can be so hard to get out. And I had a Simple Green spray to the rescue.
Is on your mind. I think it's time to speak. I have crossed the line, but no, not just me. I'm feeling something that goes beyond us. Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Yeah. Only time will tell. Ooh, only time will tell. Ooh.
The last part of my car that I wanted to wipe out was a driver, the front seat in the driver area. But as you guys can see here, my vacuum all of a sudden seemed like it was losing a little bit of power, and I looked and I had so much stuff. Look at all this stuff that's caked up in here. So I went ahead and dumped out the vacuum, and then the suction came back to full power and I started cleaning up in here. And actually in this last little part is when the vacuum ended up actually dying on me. So based on going back and looking at my footage, I would say the battery lasted on full high speed for about 15 to 20 minutes, which I think is pretty good for most quick jobs like just cleaning out your car. If you have a deeper job, you may have to do it in 2 sessions with this battery, but just to kind of give you guys an idea, on full power it lasted 15 to 20 minutes. So if you guys are able to do your job on the lower setting, then maybe it will last a little bit longer. If it had lasted about 5 more minutes, would have been perfect for me. But overall, I will say that this is a very affordable vacuum, and that means that I am pretty satisfied with it as well. I know that my review of things and how long they should last also has to do with how much you pay for it. So for the price, I think that this lasting 15 to 20 minutes on a charge is pretty good. I'll definitely link it down below if anyone is interested in just a really lightweight vacuum to just do little quick jobs. And so I went ahead and put it on the charge and started wiping everything down with my Simple Green spray. My husband has always used this for the car. He used to detail cars in college, so that's kind of why we use the Simple Green. I just spray it on the rag and then wipe it all over the surfaces. I sprayed it directly on my seat here because I had like this white spot that wouldn't come up, and I'm not really sure what that was, but typically I will spray it on the rag and then just wipe it, and that works better. I was trying to give you guys an overview of my car, but I could not get it without a sun glare. My husband told me to pull the car out in the driveway, and that probably would have worked better, but for some reason I just did not want to pull it out in the car. It was cooler in the garage, and I also didn't want all the neighbors staring at me, which I'm sure they don't care what I'm doing. But anyway, so I'm just finishing up wiping up all of the chalks here and all of that stuff I had told you guys about earlier, and then that will be all I do on this day. I definitely could have done more to the car, but this was kind of just a quick tidy. I really didn't feel like doing it on this day, but I knew I needed to because I hadn't been neglecting it for so long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some motivation to get something done in your house today or in your car or wherever it may be, some task you've been putting off. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.